Hola Legacy Sabers, Marsh here. So today we're going to look at polynomial functions. We're going to continue. Now we're going to multiply polynomial functions. Yay! Higher degree polynomials. Okay, you're going to want some notes and you're also going to want your calculator today to do some simple math. Okay? Multiplying polynomials. So first of all, we're going to look at multiplying a monomial by a binomial or a trinomial. So baby steps first. So what you're going to want to do is rainbow effect. So we're going to distribute the x in. We're going to use the distributive property. Now what that is, that's basically x times 3x and then plus 5 times x. Well, x times 3x, you're just going to add your exponents like we did last unit. So x and an x, that's going to make you a 3x squared. And then 5 times x is just 5x. So let's try without doing that middle part here. So let's distribute the 2x in. So 2x times 3x, so you're first going to want to multiply the numbers in the front. 2 times 3, that is a 6. And then an x times an x, well that's just x squared. And then we're going to have plus 2 times 5, that's 10. And then we're going to have the x left behind. Let's try a monomial times a trinomial now. So 2x squared times x squared, so that will be 2x, add it, 2 plus 2, 4. So 2x to the 4th minus 2 times 3, we got 6. X squared times an x, that is 3 x's in all. And then plus, looks like 10x squared, right? Because there's no x's here, so we're just going to keep our x's the same. Now, what if you multiply a binomial by a binomial? There's two ways to do it. Okay? There is what's known as the FOIL way or the rainbow way, if you want to call it rainbow. And then you're also going to show you a different way for using a box, which is basically like a graphic organizer to multiply. A lot of kids kind of like the way it organizes their work for them. So, FOIL, you possibly have heard FOIL before. FOIL stands for firsts, outsides, insides, and lasts. Okay? And you're going to want to have this written down. So if you didn't write down what I just did recently, you're going to want to flip back. Okay? Go flip back and get that monomial time stuff. You're going to want to make sure you write this down. Okay? So pencil here. Okay? So first, outsides, insides, lasts. Okay? And I'm going to kind of do it with color. So let's write our problem down. We have 2x plus 4 times 3x minus 7. So I'm going to multiply my firsts, and I'll make that my green. So here my firsts are going to be in green. So that's going to be my first times my first. So the two numbers there. So that's going to be 2x times 3x. So that would be 6x squared, right? Now my outsides, it's going to be my yellow. So that's going to be my outside here times my outside there. So my two outside numbers, the ones on the outside. So that's going to be 2x times negative 7 or negative 14x. Then I'm going to multiply my insides. They're going to be my blue. That's going to be inside and inside. These two numbers right here. So 4 times 3x, that is a 12x. And then finally my lasts, and I'm going to put them in purple. So that's going to be the two back people, these two bottom people. So 4 times negative 7, which is negative 28. Now notice, guys, I have some combining to do. So we have 6x squared, and then we have negative 2x, and then minus 28. So that is my final answer. That is using the FOIL method. So let's try using the box this time. So what you're going to want to do is make a box. Just like that. And you're going to want to put around the outside the terms for each piece. So 2x plus 4, I'm going to put a 2x and a 4. Then on the inside, you're going to want to separate so it looks like there's two columns for the 2x and a column for the 4. On the other side, going this way, you're going to want to do it with the other side as well, or the other expression as well. So I have a 3x and a -7, and I'm going to separate those guys like that as well. Okay? Now, what the box does for you is it does your firsts, your outsides, your insides, and your lasts, but in a graphical organizer kind of way. So this box right here is the 3x and the 2x's multiplication answer. So this is going to be 6x squared. 2 times 3, 6, x times x, x squared. This box right here is going to be the 3x and the 4. Notice it's kind of like, if you want to consider it like a Sudoku or a crossword or something like that, the two that make it are the ones you're going to multiply by. So 3x times 4, that's a 12x. This box is made by -7 and 2x, so that's -14x. And -7 times 4 is -28. Now notice, guys, these two diagonals do add together, and I do get the same answer as I did with the FOIL method. Both of these work for both kinds. Now, depending on how you like to do it, you might find yourself leaning toward foiling, or you might find yourself leaning toward a box. Both of them are acceptable methods to multiply polynomials. Let's try another example. X minus 3 times 4x minus 5. So I'm going to multiply both ways. And you guys, you can pick which way you want to write in your notes, depending on which way you thought would worked better, okay? But you are going to want to write down this example. So, foiling. Let's multiply our firsts. So that's going to be 4x squared, right? X times 4x. X, and let's go our outsides. So x times -5, that is -5x. -3 times 4x, that is -12x. And then finally our lasts. -3 times -5, that is a +15. Let's do some combining. So we got 4x squared, -17x, plus 15. Let's try with the box, for those of you that like boxing. Okay, so I'm going to draw my thing around here. I have 4 terms, so I'm going to have 4 sides to the box. So x and a -3, and a 4x and a -5. So 4x times x, that's 4x squared. 4x times -3, that's going to make this box a -12x. -5 times x is -5x, and -5 times -3 is 15. Combine my diagonal here, so we're going to get the answer of 4x squared minus 17x plus 15 for our final answer. Like I said, guys, both ways work. Depending on your preference, that is how you're going to want to multiply polynomials, okay? Now, let's try a trinomial times a binomial. FOIL's going to take a little bit of time because we have a lot. Because in actuality, we're not going to be able to FOIL because we have that random middle term over here dealing with. So what I like to do is I like to multiply the first term by both of those guys, that guy by both of those guys, and the back term by both of those guys, okay? So 3x squared times 2x squared, or just 2x, we're going to have 6x cubed, right? 3x squared times -7 is Marsh had a brain fart there. 21x squared, okay? X times 2x, that is a +2x squared. Noticing I'm writing it below. That's going to make my combining like terms a lot easier. And then x times -7x, that is -7x. -5 times 2x, that is -10x. And then -5 times -7 is a +35. So if I add all my terms together, I got 35, -17x, negative 19x squared, and 6x cubed all together. Let's try box. Now notice, guys, this is going to be a little bigger of a box because I'm going to have 2x and a negative 7 going across. But instead of having only 2 sides here, we're actually going to have a 3 rows going this way. Okay. There we go. So I have 3x squared times 2x. That would be 6x cubed. 3x squared times negative 7, negative 21x squared. 2x times x, 2x squared. X times negative 7, negative 7x. 2x times negative 5, negative 10x. And negative 5 times negative 7, plain old 35. So now notice, guys, I have some duplicate combining to do. So we got 6x cubed left behind. Combine our x squareds, that's negative 19x squared. Negative 17x if I combine those two. And I'm left with a positive 35. Whoops. For my final answer. Right there. Notice, guys, both of them go and give you the same answer. So it is going to be your preference, depending on how you find multiplying polynomials works best for you. And that is the end of the video. See you later, Sabers.